It's your girl T here, back with another Tea Time Tuesday vidya. I know y'all are having a beautiful, blessed day because we're tea timers. It's absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, why does everything work out better than expected? Why does everything work out better than expected? We're tea timers, so everything always just works out better than we expect it to. Obviously, I'm trying my new ring light and my new ring light in a new atmosphere, my boudoir. So we'll see how this works out. I just wanted to test the lighting. I also wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping here. So the first point of housekeeping is I keep getting asked about coaching. When am I going to do coaching? How much is it going to cost, etc. So, and to be fair, I've been teasing all with coaching for quite a while. I am going to be posting pricing this week for coaching, and it's going to be two ways to do coaching: through WhatsApp phone calls, because WhatsApp gives you a phone number, so it's a general phone number and I can phone you because y'all like phone calls. And the second avenue is through email coaching. So I will be putting those price points under my community tab this week, and obviously they'll be a little bit lower for the introductory offer, and they will probably increase within the next couple of months, so just look out for those. And the second point of housekeeping is I hear from a lot of people, how do I do my affirmations if people are around? And I don't know if I wasn't clear, or maybe I just assumed everybody was aware that you can do affirmations out loud, but you can also do them in your head, like in your mind, because you are replacing your thoughts. So you can do affirmations silently in your mind, and that way if people are around, they won't hear you. And then if people are around, they won't hear you. If people aren't around, you can do them externally out loud. Some people are bold and they'll do it out loud no matter who's around. It's up to you, but you are able to do affirmations both ways. I do about 90% of my affirming in my mind, so I don't worry about who's around. And even if people were around, I probably wouldn't care anyways. I'd probably say them anyways, so up to you. I wanted to get in today to a bit of, I don't want to say back to basics, but just touch base on a few things with manifestations. I wanted to start out with telling you all about this film on Netflix. It's called Redeeming Love. It is probably one of the best displays of somebody manifesting in a movie that I've seen in quite a while. And the premise of the movie is that the guy in the movie prays and prays for a wife, which is another form of affirming. You're asking and receiving what you want. And he does meet the love of his life. She is surrounded by controversy, and no matter what anybody tells him, he decides that this woman is his wife. I won't give away the movie, but if you ever want to see a really good example of how to manifest with brazen impudence, as some would say, that is a great thing to check out on Netflix. And I wanted to just get into that a little bit. Like, when you are manifesting, it's essentially putting your blinders on to any noise from around you in the 3D meaning your perceived reality, which you could touch, taste, smell. Like me and the camera right now is in the 3D, and you want to stay internal as possible, just staying in the 4D, which is your imagination, your mind, etc., and just only associating yourself with you get what you want, and focusing on what it is that you're manifesting. I think a lot of us get caught up in what people around us are telling us is possible and not possible, circumstances that come up in our 3D that we could perceive as the manifestation not going our way, and then getting lost in those circumstances, etc. But if we take excuse me, if we take manifestation back to its root, in my opinion, this journey, conscious manifestation is, and conscious meaning you're aware that you have power and control over your reality, where we walk through most of our life unconscious, meaning that we think that life happens to us, not through us, and we're a victim of our reality, and only certain people get selected to get the life of their dreams, and we aren't. Usually a lot of us feel like we're not part of those chosen few that get to live out their chosen reality, where when we're conscious, we know that that's not true, and we can pick and choose which way our life is headed and what it's going to look like, etc. So when we are consciously manifesting, which starts from birth, because if you take it all the way back to its root, in my opinion, This gift or this journey that we're given to go through is to return us back to our zero state or our neutral state when we're children. Like I've said to you in many videos, my son Jeremiah is one of the best manifestors that I've ever met. He's 6 years old, and if he wants something, he assumes he already has it. There's no wavering, there's no looking around to see what he has to do. He just believes that it's his. So like if you asked him what he wanted to be, he'll say a lawyer to fight the bad guys. And if you ask him that, he doesn't ask me, oh, do I have to go to school for 7 years? How will I afford school? What does my school plan look like? All he says is, I want to be a lawyer to fight the bad guys. And in his mind, he's already a lawyer. He doesn't care about the middle. This is how we want to be when we're doing our manifesting. We want to decide what we want, and the how, the middle, is not up to us. We don't have to, the beauty of it is we don't have to figure that out. We just decide what we want, and we stay in the knowing that we have whatever it is that we've decided. And a lot of us get stuck in the middle, trying to micromanage the how. Oh, it has to show up this way. Why is it looking like this? And we get lost in the middle when it's just what we want and the result, meaning we have it, we are it, etc. So don't get too caught up in the semantics of it. We have very distinct roles where we can create and design what it is that we want, but the middle part of how it's going to come to us doesn't have to be decided by us. I think a lot of that gets lost in the day-to-day. The day-to-day meaning when you do a physical diet where you want to lose weight, let's say for the first 1 or 2 weeks, you start losing weight and things are looking out for you. After the 2 weeks, are you going to drop the diet and be like, oh, I did it for 2 weeks, I lost 5 pounds, so it's over? Of course not. On a successful diet, like a lot of the world does do that, but on a successful diet, you would continue to incorporate it into a lifestyle where it would just be a part of you to eat a certain way to get results. Same thing with our mental diet. We want to incorporate it into our day-to-day so that it's something we can continuously stay on top of through each and every day that we go through. A lot of that, like I said, gets lost on the day-to-day because we don't incorporate it. We might say our affirmations morning and night, or maybe it sprinkled a few throughout the day, and then we're complaining or focusing on negative most of the day and wondering why our world doesn't shift. Therefore, a day-to-day might look like, if we're on a diet to physically lose weight, we might pass by the fast foods that we've always gone to and go home and eat a healthier meal, or what we perceive as healthier. Or if we're just doing it the straight up manifestation way, even if we are eating the stuff we used to eat, saying to ourselves, no matter what I eat, I lose weight. Why do I just keep getting healthier and healthier every single day? And we continue to say that until we see results. Have I seen people lose weight without traditional dieting? Of course. But it's the consistency of what we're saying to ourselves. And what happens too when you say something over and over again, it naturally shifts what you want to eat. It shifts the way you look at exercise, etc. So it all just blends in together. But the day-to-day might look like, instead of stalking our SP social media and assuming from the snippets of pictures they put up there for no contact, putting a negative spin on it and creating a story, we might skip the whole social media stalking thing and just tell ourselves that we've got them no matter what, who wouldn't want us, and proceed to pour all that energy back into ourselves until our SP shows up as the version of them that we want to interact with. The daily might look like, instead of going to the cheaper racks at the store, going and looking and browsing through all the higher priced items and telling ourselves we can afford whatever we want, we're rich, etc., because we can do that now. You don't have to buy everything if you currently physically have $5 in your bank account, but these things are costing more than you've ever spent on. One thing is costing more than you've ever spent on a whole wardrobe, but you can associate yourself with the richer fabrics, with the nicer clothing that you want to buy when you are at that echelon. Your brain doesn't know that, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between whether you have 5 cents or $1 million in your bank account. So why not be around rich, lavish things until your 3D catches up and you are that rich heiress that you're not pretending, that you're acting out or acting as if in the store. A daily thing might look like as simple as just telling ourselves we love ourselves, or one nice thing about ourselves. You would be surprised how many people are spitting hatred at themselves all day long. I hear it from people and I catch them on it. I'm like, don't speak to yourself like that. A daily thing might be not checking our bank account 5 times a day. I used to do that all the time, and just trusting and believing that we have money in there. Just saying to ourselves, I don't need to check my bank account. I know I'm rich. My bank account grows every single day. I get richer and richer every time I breathe. These are the daily activities and affirmations that are going to make the difference, because if we were on, again, a traditional diet and we ate cake and things that we associate with fat all day, but we ate a carrot morning and night, are we going to get the results? Of course not. To begin with, we would want to shock our body with different foods, different lifestyle of exercising, etc., until we got more of a confirmed belief that we were weight loss machines. It's the same thing with a mental diet. And when I first started consciously manifesting, to prove it to myself, I would write 5 to 6 things in a list and call it the mini manifestation list. And every time one of those things manifested, I would cross it off the list. And I would do this every single day for the first 1 to 2 years of my conscious manifestation. And it proved to myself over and over that this was real. Like a pink bird flying over my head. I saw a polka dotted car. Someone buys me coffee. Somebody says something to me that they've never said to me before, etc., etc. And every time that it happened, I would cross it off the list. I have a funny story with that, actually. I don't know why on one of my lists I wrote this, but I wrote, "A police will pull me over." Like, who wants that? I don't even know why I wrote that. But anyways, I was driving to my regular walking spot, and you have to pull into a bus HOV lane to get into the parking lot, but I pulled into it a bit early, and sure enough, I get pulled over into the parking lot by the cop, and he comes over my car. He's like, "Why were you pulling into a bus lane? You have to wait till the dotted part." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I was going for a walk and I thought I would take it while I could." And he looked at my outfit and was like, "Clearly you're going for a walk." And I was like, "Yes." He's like, "Okay, that makes sense. I'm sorry to waste your time and pull you over." It happened. I was specific and I got what I wanted, and I called my friend and chuckled about it. But I mean, manifestation is real, and part of that might be proving it to yourself. If you were a super logical person like myself, I had to prove it to myself in order to really resonate with it. There are things in your day-to-day that are very important that if you're skipping over, it's going to make your manifestation journey a whole lot more difficult. I'm not saying never react to the 3D. You're human, you're emotional, you most likely are going to react. But how do you bounce back? What's your bounce back plan? Do you revise on the spot? Oh, no matter what happens in my 3D, I get what I want. I can react as much as I want, because reactions don't manifest. It's only what I tell my subconscious to do that manifests. What does your bounce back plan look like from the 3D? Because you will be tested at some point from the 3D. And how does it look? Does it look like you stay in those negative thoughts that may pop up for the next 6 months and talk about them and resonate with them and align with them, and then wonder why your world keeps remanifesting that way? Or do you let your feelings out, vent, breathe for a couple minutes, and then you go back to your game plan where you're like, everything's always working out. I had a blip. It's all good. No matter what I do, I always get what I want. These are the things that make or break in the manifestation game. It's all about like managing your energy, regulating your emotions, and really being consistent in what you're doing. If you're scripting, do you do it every day? If you're affirming, do you do it every day? If you are declaring, do you do that every day? If you're drinking water and telling your affirmations and it goes throughout your whole body, it doesn't matter what technique you're using or what technique you're not using. The whole point is, are you in the state that you do get what you want? Are you in the state of being the person, place, or thing that you are manifesting? These are the key components to getting what you want. Anyways, y'all know I don't love a long video, and I've already given, 14 minutes now. So if y'all have any questions, you know what to do. I love you, but not as much as you should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday. Bye.